still on the come up, I'm still building my resume. I still got a lot to prove, but still I'm heavyweight. I still gotta watch my moves. They try to defamate my character, but I won't let them. It's always checkmate.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Back to throw, Darnold. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he is going to have the Panthers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. The Panthers at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead. Now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Now it's Darnold. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Darnold.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Here's Hardy set to return. Now a hit and a loose football. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a safe touchdown. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
The score, Saints 14, Panthers nothing.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Foreman.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
What a run there. I mean, you've got speed, elusiveness, escapability all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands. And guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
Play action. It's Darnold.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Fortunate to retain possession there. It's second down.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Darnold.
That pass complete to Moore. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
21-0 our score after one.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
A give up the middle, Hubbard.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Tyrann Mathieu showing off a bit on that stop. Really nice tackle for loss.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now on 2nd and 13. Darnold. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Eddie Pinheiro on now.
And this will be a 45-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
So they do come up with their first points of the game, but Charles, the question is going to shift to their defense.
Yeah, the way things have gone, 3 points could become insignificant fast if this grows to 28-3 or 35-3. They need this defense to come up with a stop, and they need to do it now.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Hill with a give to Kamara on the option.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Option play, and Hill will keep it.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy, let him pick up the first down.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. To throw is Hill. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Four yards remain for second down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Hill. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes, because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Hill.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over, because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Quick throw to Olave. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
On second down, Kamara. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Chris Olave,
His second touchdown on the season.
and the Saints are able to add on to their first half lead. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. And when that receiver's at a full head of steam, if you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. After the sack on first down, Darnold. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. This time they stay on the ground, and they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
On the return, Hardy. And they try to razzle-dazzle, but the ball's out.
And that's what friends are for.
Hey, as the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
A final shot before break. Hill under pressure again, and down he goes again. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Off of play action, Hill. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Hill. Complete to Olave on the out route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
I do think that sometimes on 3rd and long, many defenders just get caught watching the sticks instead of watching the ball. And the guy who's got it, because here, they just got the ball into the receiver's hands and told him to do it yourself, a little bit of a desperation play. And he was able to take the short throw and turn it into a big gain and a conversion on 3rd down. That's a big pickup.
To the air again, Hill. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
There's Hill.
Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime in trying to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense. Let's go.
Jeremy Chin there defensively.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Eight yards to go on 2nd down. Hill going to keep it on the option right.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
This one taken in by Olave.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Chris Olave with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A play fake, and it's Darnold. Thomas brings it in.
He's got room at the 30.
Touchdown, Carolina. Ian Thomas, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Panthers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And he gets it to go to make this a 35-10 score now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. In motion comes the tight end left. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The Saints on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Hill. Airing it out deep for Smith. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Traquan Smith, 75 yards. And the Saints look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this 4th quarter. Lutz with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. The drive starts with Foreman on the ground, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. That's the former Buckeye Pete Werner getting the sack.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the 4th quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Cameron Jordan so tough to block as he gets in there to record the sack. Now following the sack, Darnold and Carolina left with a 3rd and long. This is Foreman, draw play. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards on the carry, but it's going to lead to a 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Taken in at the 11. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
At their own 44-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
He's going to have the first down and more than that.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for New Orleans, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals.
I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach. Put me in the game. They put me in, so I'm going in. You play for fun, I'm playing to win. Back on the wall, I'm ready for war. If I beat them before, I could beat them again. They thought I was done, I went on a run and beat all the odds and got even.